Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to everybody out there. Be safe. Enjoy your day though. Grill out some great food. I'm looking forward to hitting the grill a couple hours from now. But first, we have things to take a look at because there's money to be won. And who doesn't like winning money? This is a first look at the pitching options. I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't as tight. You don't have to be as creative. Allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier ish pitcher. Now, with all that said and done, I believe we don't have any weather to worry about. I haven't seen many updates yet this morning, but there shouldn't be too much going on. We do have a 5 game day slate and an 8 game main slate this evening. Let's just jump in right away. Pitching on this first slate, a little rough. I do like Abbott Luzardo, but I thought the ballpark looked like it was right for some left-handed bats. At least I'm not sure if I just said right-handed or left-handed, but for left-handed bats. But at least both pitchers have left-handed pitchers going. Should neutralize that a little bit. Probably going to be about the pitching in this first game, and just hope. Uh, Definitely like left-handed pitchers against Cincinnati, and certainly don't mind left-handed pitchers against Philadelphia. Abbott hasn't been super great the last few. Pretty strong start 2 starts ago. Strikeouts have been down, but I think we could see an increase in strikeouts here. He did throw a complete game shutout less than a month ago, so shows the upside. Dominated the Cubs even uh, just over a month ago as well. So he does have 3 starts of 34 plus fantasy points on the season. Uh, Impressive upside for sure. He's probably a little less volatile than the other guy on the other side, Luzardo. With that said, I do love left-handed pitching against Cincinnati, like I mentioned. K props for these guys: 6.5 for Luzardo, 4.5 for Abbott, 4.5, pretty strong number to the over. Uh, wouldn't be shocked to see that one move to 5.5 here in the next hour or so. But pretty solid spot for some upside, but also I think the bats could surprise a little bit too, to be honest. Bray Wu taking on arguably one of the 3 weakest offenses. 27 plus fantasy points in 3 straight starts. Looked pretty solid after his IL stint less than a month ago, I guess. Strikeouts have been up. It's always great to see, and obviously taking on a weak offense. It's hard not to love him here. K prop is 6.5. Juices on the under, but still another 6.5 K prop. He and Luzardo sitting at the top. Now, this Minnesota spot for Tampa Bay, Minnesota, I think it's decently warm in Minnesota. Not the best pitching weather, but I would argue that those two guys, Littell and Paddock, are probably options 4 and 5 on this slate. Um, Maybe you can talk me into sneaking in a share of Bailey Falter against Seattle, but I don't love it. Um, just no strike. 2 strikeouts in his last 8 innings, 7 innings. Sorry, I can't add. Um, Not overly exciting, but if I had to give a sixth one, it probably would be Bailey Falter, and it feels gross. It feels gross including Paddock, to be honest. He hasn't looked good since early June. But in that June start, he went for 33. 15 against this Tampa Bay squad in Tampa Bay wasn't bad. Approaching 20 if he gets the W, gets two more outs, over 20. Not a it's a tough ballpark for right-handed pitchers to pitch in, and Paddock was looked decent against the squad, so I do kind of like him, but I am super nervous about it. He's been at his best when at home, but his K numbers just aren't super strong, and I do like the Tampa Bay bats a little bit, even though I much prefer Tampa Bay when they're at home. The other side, Littell, I think he's got to be the fourth best pitcher on the slate. Um, 22 fantasy points against Minnesota a little over a month ago. Coming off a pretty solid performance against Baltimore. Just not a big K guy, which obviously sucks. Has allowed a ton of home runs, 23 of them on the season, 15 of those on the road. Like so, there's some warts, some worries, but again, we do need some options. So I think he's the fourth best option on the slate. I just don't think we can get away with using just Wu, Abbott, Luzardo, but maybe. I haven't started to build lineups by any means, so it's certainly an option. But I think we're going to want to sprinkle in Littell Paddock, and hopefully don't have to sprinkle in Falter, but he's a name that I'm going to consider initially. Let's jump to the main slate this evening. Saw Spencer Strider on the slate. I saw his K prop of 7.5 and juiced over slightly, but still juiced over. That's pretty strong for a guy that's been all over the place this season. Coming off a start with just 4 strikeouts. Uh, had a 5, a 4, a 3, a 5. It's actually only gone over 7.5 3 times. It was 3 straight starts, twice against the Mets, and then once against Colorado. Uh, Now, obviously, Baltimore has struggled enough this season that I think he's definitely got the upside we are looking for, but he's not some slam dunk right now in his return from Tommy John. Chris Bubik certainly going to be in play for me just because I do like left-handed pitching against Arizona. Robbie Ray, strong last night for us. Bubik has kind of come back down to earth a little bit, um, but still plenty of upside for Bubik. Been even better when on the road, which is great to see. Strikeout numbers slightly better. Uh, he is pitching on the road, so definitely somebody that I want to get exposure to. 5.5 K prop, juice on the under, not overly exciting, but when you look at everybody else on the slate, it looks like that's the second best K prop on this slate. I thought we had a rough main slate yesterday. Uh, we're continuing that today with another rough slate of pitching overall. Reese Olson expected to be activated from the IL. I might have a little bit of interest. I don't love the price point, but I do like picking on Cleveland right now. They just look lost offensively. Um, so I think Olson could be in play, but I want to dig into more of his rehab and see what kind of a length we're going to get out of him today. Quinn Priester going to be in play as gross as it feels, coming off of his best start at the major league level, and to be honest, what could be his best career start whenever he does retire, because I'm just not sure he's beating that. Unfortunately, it was against Colorado, but we have seen some strong performances out of him recently, especially over the last month and a half. 21, 18, 25, 18, 40, essentially. Uh, just 2 starts in that month and a half, under 18 fantasy points, or 2 appearances, I guess. A couple of those might have been long relief spots. But we're going to Quinn Priester. Uh, I, it just pained me to announce that, but we are definitely relying on Quinn Priester this evening, and that's gross. Um, Sony against Detroit, no thank you. Verlander, I'm just gonna pass. I think I did see something about Wynn potentially blowing out in Sacramento. Uh, I'm just not gonna rely on Verlander. I'm not sure what kind of a ceiling he really has at this point in his career. Uh, it is what it is. Eduardo Rodriguez, a guy that has plenty of upside, but plenty of downside. The big issue here is Kansas City, not a huge strikeout squad. But Eduardo at home has been much better than on the road. His K numbers take a hit at home, but still, uh, he might be worth a flyer, kind of like the last man into a pitching pool, just because I do think there's a little bit of upside with some left-handed pitching against them. Eric Lauer, somebody that I'm probably going to play, and it's going to feel weird. Um, might top out at 5 innings. Uh, 86 pitches is high. Didn't increase from his 2 starts ago for his last start. But we do know that the Angels strike out a ton. He's been phenomenal pitching in Toronto as well. Um, Problem is we're basically just saying we're glad taking 5 innings. We might be, but I might have to play some Angel power bats and just see what happens. But Lauer's intriguing enough for me on the slate. Charlie Morton on the other side of Spencer Strider. Uh, I'm interested a little bit because the Braves just struck out plenty against the Angels. Uh, Morton returning to Atlanta. Uh, I could see him wanting to get it done. Season numbers just are gross to look at, but his last 10 starts or appearances or whatever have been pretty strong. So I do think Morton's worth some exposure. Lance McCullers against the Dodgers, I'm going to pass. Uh, he had some strong starts in here, and then he got hurt again. Just not going to rely on it, but I'm interested to see how he performs in that matchup. The other side, Casparius has had some pretty solid performances as a long man. Houston's coming out of Coors. I'm kind of intrigued a little bit. I want to dig into Casparius against right-handed bats just because Houston is so right-hand heavy. But Casparius is on my short list of guys I want to dig into more, just because I think he could surprise a little bit. More of a gut feeling, but still somebody we need to dig into to get a better idea. Last guy I'm considering here is going to be Alcantara. Um, I know the Milwaukee Bats have kind of heated up a little bit, but still, uh, there is a route to strong performances for Alcantara. There are also routes to performances like this against Arizona where he gets knocked around. He has been at his best this season, even though best is questionable when at home. But allowing an average of 2.22 at home. I think that ERA of 5 is a little inflated. Um, Maybe some bad pitches at the wrong time, but I do think Alcantara is somebody that's worth considering, especially when I consider Casparis down there. I might as well consider Alcantara as well. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.